सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Okay, we will I'll just go over the verse which we covered last week and then we'll proceed. Sita Sati Sama Vishuddha Hridambujata Bahvangana Karagrihita Supushpa Hara Sthunvanti Divya Nutibihi Pani Bhushanam Tvam Shri Satya Sai Bhagavan Tava Suprabhatam. This is what we saw. This is the last verse in the Suprabhatam from a Suprabhatam perspective. So today we are going to cover the next verse, which is usually sung. I will just go over the verse once. Suprabhatam idam, that is Suprabhatam idam punyam ye pathanti dine dine te vishanti parandhamam jnana vijnana shobhita. We look at letter by letter. I tried something different today. I think you all may be familiar with many of the letters already. So I have not given the breakdown because there were not too many which are new this time. So I will anyway go over them slowly. Su, pra, bha, ta, mi, dam, pu, nyam, ye, pa, tha, inti, di, ne, di, ne. To go over again, you can read here. Su, pra, bha, ta, mi, dam, pu, Inyam, ye, pa, tha, inti, di, ne, di, ne. Suprabhatam, midam, punyam, ye pathanti, dine, dine. The next line is Te vishanti parandhamam jnana vijnana shobhita. We can look at letter by letter. Te vi sha inti pa ra indha. That's the fourth letter in the tha varga. Indha mam. Next one is nya na. This is actually ijna, okay? It's a combination of ij, nya, and a. Ijna, na, vi, again, ijna, na, sho, bhi, ta. Okay. Te, vi, sha, inti, para, indha, mam, jnana, vijnana, sho, bhi, ta. Te vishanti parandhamam jnana vijnana shobhita. Okay, so those are the two lines of this verse. I just want to introduce you to a word called phala shrutihi. Okay, in most of the Vedic prayers, there is something called phala shruti, which comes at the end of the prayer. Okay, phala. This is pa, the second letter in the pa varga. Pa, la. There are some who pronounce it as phala with an F sound, but the real Sanskrit pronunciation is pa. Okay, pa with an extra air. Okay, because it's the second letter in the pa varga. Pa, la. Phala. Phala means fruit or result, or you can even say gain. The word palam also comes from there. Palam means fruits or fruit. Okay, palani is plural. Palam is singular fruit. Shrutihi. This is shru. This is sh, ra, sha, and ra. Sha, which is the palatal sha. Ra and u. All those three combine to make shru. Okay, ish, r, and u. Shru. Ti-hi, Shrutihi. Okay. Shrutihi means to listen, listening. Okay. Shrutihi also means Vedas, because Vedas are called Shruti because they were listened to by the rishis. The rishis listened to them. What is heard is Shruti. Okay. So it also means Vedam or sacred text. So why the Phala Shruti is always sung? It is an affirmation of the benefits of whatever prayer we are chanting. It's also it's called Shruti because it's declared by the rishis. Because when they heard the prayers, this Palashruti also was explained. Because whatever Swami teaches, Swami will also tell what is the benefit of you doing this. So the reason we remind ourselves of the importance of chanting a prayer or praying uh, with any words, hymns, or Vedic chant. The Palashruti is also important because it reinforces in us the benefits of chanting and what we have to attain. It also is an encouragement for us to continue to move on till we reach that goal of full realization of the benefits. Okay? So Phala Shrutihi. So what we just read falls under that category because the Suprabhatam is all the verses up to the point of Sita Sati Sama Vishuddha Dambujada, which we saw last week. That is Suprabhatam. And now we are saying what is the benefit of this Suprabhatam is described in this. Okay, so we will look at the meaning and some grammatical aspects. Okay. So the first word is Suprabhata Midam. Okay. So actually there are two words in this compound word. The two words are Suprabhatam and Idam. Suprabhatam and Idam. So that when and E becomes me here, okay? So Suprabhatam Idam. So that's a sandhi, it's a simple sandhi of a consonant and a vowel, okay? Suprabhatam, we have already saw. Suprabhatam means, in this case, Suprabhatam also means morning, good morning, auspicious morning. But here it refers to the auspicious morning hymn. The hymn which we sing is also Suprabhatam. Okay. So Suprabhatam. Idam, this. Idam is a word which is used in Sanskrit for this. Okay. Punyam. Punyam means sacred or holy. So this Suprabhatam, this sacred Suprabhatam. Okay. Ye. Ye means whoever. Okay. Yaha is the singular version of that. Yaha. Plural is ye. Okay. Means all those who. Also we can say that. Okay. So if maybe I should all those who also you can put. Maybe that's a better. Okay. 1 second. Ye means all those who is a better way of translating that. Ye. Patanti. Patanti is present tense verb, a plural verb. Okay. So that I will say plural. Okay. Sorry. So ye patanti means all those who study or recite or read. All of them, it would mean it's all encompassing word, I would say, patanti. It means all those. Dine, dine. Okay, dine, dine. Dine means in a day. Dinam means one day. Dine means in a day or on a day. whichever way in English prepositions get used. Dine dine means day after day, every day or daily. Okay. So suprabhatam idam punyam ye patanti dine dine. So whoever, all those who read it, study it, recite it every day. Okay, next line is Te Vishanti. We'll look at the meaning here. Te means they. It's a plural, okay? Saha is he, or sa is she. Te is plural. They Vishanti. Vishanti is again a plural verb, reach or attain. Okay. The next word is called Parandhamam. Parandhamam is also a compound word. It's made up of param plus dhama or dhamam. Okay, because I have not put the anuswara there, but parandhamam. Okay, parandhamam. Param means supreme, other world, which belongs to the other world, or supreme. Dhama is abode or a place or residence. Okay, Parandha. Oh, it's a state also, you can say. So I would put the word meaning state also, or a stage. Okay. So Parandhamam means supreme state. It also means the person who, the residents of that place is what's called Parandhama. For example, many people are named Parandhama. Okay, that means it's a name for Krishna, and so he is the one who resides in Parandhama. Okay, so there are Dhaman is the place, Parandhamaha is one who resides there, the Supreme Lord. So, okay, Te Vishanti. So whoever we have read, we already said Ye Patanti, whoever, all those who read, they reach or attain Parandhamam, which is supreme state, or they will reach the Lord who is the resident of that supreme place abode. Okay. So whoever reads or studies and recites or chants or sings this Suprabhatam, which is very sacred, they will reach that supreme Lord or the resident of the supreme state or abode. Okay, Parandhamam. Thus, I will explain some grammatical aspects of Parandhamam because many times I've heard people chant it as Parandhama, but not with an Anuswara. But we will look at that a little later. Jnana means worldly knowledge or wisdom. Jnanam is knowledge, the word I have used, but you can even say wisdom. Jnana is the knowledge or wisdom which relate to this world where we live. So worldly knowledge, you can say. Vijnana is Atmic knowledge. V stands for something which is, which is the highest. There's nothing beyond that. So Vijnana means Atmic knowledge or spiritual knowledge, you can say. Shobhitaha means those who are endowed with or they shine. So it also means those who recite it every day, who study it every day, or remember or recollect, chant it every day, they will be endowed with jnanam, this knowledge required for this world, as well as vijnana, the knowledge which is needed for the other world. Okay, or the supreme inner knowledge also you can say. So they will be shining, they'll be endowed with shobhita, they'll be endowed with means they will have it, so that will also shine forth. Okay, that they will reach that stage also. So in this world, as long as they live, they will have these knowledges, and they will also reach the final supreme state by doing this. Is the meaning of this Palashruti. So I will go to the next, there are 4 more lines. We will go look at them. Mangalam. Okay. You can see this is a compound consonant. Ng and G. Okay. It's also sometimes this Ng is also replaced with the anuswara at the top, a dot. So people write it like that also. Mangalam, like that also. I have not written it that way. I have written it as a compound consonant. So you become familiar with it. Mangalam, Guru, Devaya. I have given the transliteration here for anyone who is interested. Because it's pretty simple. I did not spend too much effort to put it down here, or nor am I going to go through, because I think you all are familiar now after about a few months now. Guru Devaya. Mangalam Guru Devaya. Mangalam Jnana. This is Ij, Ny, and A. A longer. Nya. Jna. Na. Da. Yi. Ne. Mangalam Jnana Dayine. Okay. I just wanted to point out here, especially in the south, especially Tamilians will chant it as Mangalam. Mangalam. Okay. But in Sanskrit, it's Mangalam. Okay. La, the small, softer la. Okay, which is dental la. Mangalam. Jnana Dayine. Mangalam Pa Irti Va Sa Ya. Parti Vasaya. Mangalam Parti Vasaya. Mangalam Satya Sayine. Mangalam Satya Sayine. Okay. So these are the four lines which we chant at the end of the Suprabhatam after we chant the Palashruti, which we looked at. Okay. I'm just going to go through the meaning of each of these. Mangalam, as I think all of you would know, it is auspiciousness. Okay. Guru Devaya means to Guru Deva. Jnanadayine is Jnana is knowledge or wisdom. Dayine means one who grants. Whoever gives it to you is called Jnanadayi. Jnanadayine means to the one who grants wisdom. Parti Vasaya. Parti Vasaya, to the resident of Parti. Parti is Puttaparthi, Parti. Vasa, Vasin or Vasa is one who resides. Parti Vasaya means to that Parti Vasa. Auspiciousness to that Parti Vasa. Auspicious to the one who grants wisdom. Auspiciousness to the Guru Deva. Satya Sayine to Satya Sai. So in each of those 4 lines, we are saying Mangalam Gurudevaya, Mangalam Jnanadayine, Mangalam Parthivasaya, Mangalam Satyasaya. So Mangala is in most of the prayers. This is also said, many Suprabhatams, many other prayers also. This happens, we offer the auspiciousness to. This is called Mangala Samarpana. Because when we chant the Suprabhatam, when you sing the Suprabhatam, there's auspiciousness which is filled in us because we have chanted it. So what we do, we say all that auspiciousness which has come to the Lord is offered back to the Lord. Everything, because that is the gain, what we have gained is the auspiciousness, that is also offered to the Lord. So one can say, how do we offer to the Lord? Do we just say, no, whenever throughout the day, any good in us, which has been filled because we chanted the Suprabhatam, that has to be offered back to the Lord through offering it to the people in this world, whoever we come across in our daily activities also, we can offer that to that Lord. Okay. And we are also seeing the Lord as 4 different persons, as you can see. Is Satyasai is a true Sayin. Okay. Parthivasa, who is a resident of Parthi. Jnanadayi, he is the granter of all wisdom. And he is Guru and he is the Lord. He is Guru and Deva is Lord. Okay. So we are seeing Swami as these 4 and we are offering it to him. Okay. I don't know whether I've gone too fast, but anyway, I will continue. If there are questions, you can stop me and ask. So I thought I will just introduce a little more Sanskrit because it's supposed to be a Sanskrit class. So I thought I will introduce a few concepts you can take a look at. So I took the name Gurudeva. Gurudevaya, as you can see. So I took the word Gurudevaha. Gurudevaha is the noun or simple noun of the word Gurudeva. Okay, Gurudevaha. So in Sanskrit, generally there is a definition of each of the words. So I thought I will just show you how generally it is written or stated. Okay, Yaha. We looked at Ye earlier. So this Yaha is singular. Okay, Yaha means whoever, the one who is. Guruhu means Guru. Cha means and. Devaha cha. Deva also, you can say also or and. Okay. One who is Guru and God. Saha, he is Gurudeva. Yaha Guruha, Yaha Guruhu cha, Devaha cha, Saha Gurudevaha. This Guru cha can also be combined. There can be a sandhi which I can make. I did not make it. Guruscha, Devascha, like that can be said. Yaha Guruscha, Devascha, Saha Gurudevaha. Okay, one who is Guru as well as God. That person, that entity, or that Lord is called Guru Devaha. Okay. Similar one, I have taken the Jnanadayan. So Jnanadayan is the noun proper or the simple or the subject. Jnanadayan. Yaha Jnanam Dadati. Saha Jnanadayan. Yaha, who wisdom, Jnanam, wisdom, Dadati, gives. Who knowledge gives, so who grants knowledge. Saha, he, or that person, is Jnanadayan. That person is called Jnanadayan. So these are definitions of compound word, because Jnanadayan is a compound word, because there are 2 words which have come together. So this is the definition. There can be multiple definitions for one of them. But I did not go into too many details. Like Guru Deva can have multiple meanings. The Guru, the Lord who has become Guru, and the Guru who is God by as he is, Guru Eva Deva, like that there are multiple meanings can be given, definitions. but I did not go into those details. I just give you one example of that. So this Gurudeva Samasa can be interpreted and understood in many different ways. Guru who has become God, a Guru who is like God, God who has become Guru, the Guru who is God as well as the Lord who is as well as God as well as Guru. So there can be multiple ways of interpreting Samasa. That is the richness of Samasa, usage of Samasa. Okay. So this is Jnanadayi. That also can be told in many ways. One who grants wisdom, one who gives wisdom itself with state, So there can be one who opens up our eyes. Many ways we can look at. Okay. I thought I will just introduce you to some Sanskrit. So as you can see, another point I wanted to know in Sanskrit, this yaha saha it's a pair, like if then, type of usage in English. If or whoever does it, that person is. So this is a very common usage in Sanskrit, and you can see in the Palashruti. I'm going back. Sorry, the Palashruti. It is given, ye patanti, te vishanti. Whoever does it, that person will go. Okay, so that this pair, the usage of this pair, ye te, yaha taha, yaha saha, is very common in Sanskrit. Okay, in most of the Palashrutis, you will find that. So I thought I will just. So I have made this sentence structure that way so you understand how it's done in Sanskrit. Just to go to the next one. So I also thought I will just introduce the concept of vibhakti, which I had mentioned a few times. I think a long time ago, maybe a couple of months ago, I had given a prayer. Ramo Rajamani Sada Vijayate. Ramam, like that we had looked at one verse where I had given you a glimpse of what's the vibhakti. Okay. Vibhakti is the differentiation of a noun to communicate different meanings in different context of the same noun. Okay, so there is generally the ending of the noun keeps on changing to give a slightly different meaning depending on the context where that noun is placed in that statement. Okay, what that noun means in that context of that statement. In English, it's called case affixes. There are different cases, dative case, locative case, and so on. I did not want to unnecessarily bring those terminology, but it describes what that noun is in that sentence. Okay, so we'll take a look at a few of them because we have come across a few in the Suprabhatam itself, but I thought I would just introduce that concept. So vibhakti is actually, there are 7, okay, but I've only chosen a few in this case just to illustrate. As we go on, maybe we can look at others as well, but I thought this should be good enough for now. Okay. Vibhakti also simply means differentiation. Okay. In Tamil, I think there are many Tamils here, so I will say in Tamil we will say Vetrumai Todar. That's the way it is used. Mudalam Vetrumai, Irandam Vetrumai, Moondram Vetrumai. That's first differentiation, second differentiation, third differentiation, and so on. Okay. So first let's take the word Prathama Vibhakti. That means the first differentiation of that noun. Okay. The first differentiation of the noun is whenever it is used as a subject. Okay, it is the simplest use of a noun. Okay, so I given an example here. Guru Devaha Uttishtati. Okay, we have used the word Uttishta and the Suprabhatam. Uttishto, Uttishta means wake up, wake up. Uttishtati is the present tense singular verb for a third person. Okay, so third person is also called Prathama Purusha in Sanskrit, but third person singular verb. Uttishtati means one rising. It's a present tense, so it can be present continuous or simple present. It basically I have use it as a simple present here, rises. Guru Devaha is the simple subject. Okay, that is called Prathama Vibhakti. Prathama means first. Prathama Vibhakti. So first Vibhakti, where it is the noun is used as a subject. Guru Devaha Uttishtati. Gurudeva is rising, or Gurudeva rises. Okay. So I take the same noun, Gurudeva, and I'm going to use the second differentiation. This is called Dvitiya. This is Dvi, okay? With and va. Dvitiya. Dvitiya. Vibhaktihi. This is Uktihi, okay? Uk and Itti. Dvitiya vibha. This bha also you look at. I've given transliteration for your help so that it's a bit more helpful. Dvitiya I have not given. I hope you all don't mind. If you all want, I will edit it because it became too crowded, so I didn't do that. Dvitiya vibhaktihi. So which is second vibhakti or second differentiation. Where that noun is used as an object. Okay. So I've put a small sentence here. I've composed a small sentence. Aham means I. Gurudevam namami. So the Gurudevaha has become Gurudevam when it becomes an object. Aham Gurudevam namami. I bow down to Gurudeva. In English, that's the best way to translate. So I bow down to Gurudeva. So Gurudeva has become an object of my worship. Okay. Aham Gurudevam namami. So you can see this Vaha has now become Vam. Okay. So if you go back, I'm going to go back. I had used the word Parandhamam. Te Vishanti Parandhamam. Te Parandhamam Vishanti. So you go and reach the object of your action is Parandhamam. Okay. So that is how the comes, because Parandhamaha is the simple noun. Parandhamam is the object. Okay. So I thought I will just mention that 1 second. Okay. Aham Gurudevam namami. I bow down to Gurudeva. That's called second vibhakti or Dvitiya vibhakti or second differentiation of a noun. So I'm just continuing. I've introduced what's called Chaturthi vibhakti. This is the fourth one. Okay. In the fourth differentiation, the noun becomes a receiver of something. Okay, you offer it to somebody, so that person, the noun is the one which receives it. Okay. So Guru Devaya Namaha. So if you look at the Mangalam Gurudevaya Namaha. So salutation to or for Gurudeva. So most of the Ashtotram, whenever you offer something, when you do Archana, Om Sri Satya Sai Babaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Satya Swarupaya Namaha. So that usage comes. So always, whenever you offer it to the Lord, you tell Gurudevaya Namaha. I bow down to my Namaha is a noun by itself here also. Okay, it's before we looked at Namami. This is a verb. Okay, I bow down to. This is a bow down. Here it is salutation. Okay, Namaha is actually a noun. Gurudeva, this salutation is offered to him. Okay, Mangalam Gurudevaya, Namaha Gurudevaya. So Namaha Gurudevaya is also in Sanskrit. You can put it either way. That is how the mantra comes. Namaha Shivaya becomes Namah Shivaya. Om Namaha Shivaya, which is Shivaya Namaha. You can, in Sanskrit you can change the order and still it means the same thing, unlike English. Okay, Namaha Gurudevaya, Namaha Shivaya. So again, Shivaya is also fourth differentiation, fourth or Chaturthi Vibhakti. Okay, the fourth Vibhakti, where the noun becomes the receiver of an action. Okay, or action or another noun also, some. So in this case, Namaha is a noun which is offered to the receiver, who is the Gurudeva. So I thought I will just show you the four lines which we read: Mangalam Gurudevaya, Mangalam Jnanadayine, Mangalam Parthivasaya, Mangalam Satyasayine. Okay. So the first vibhakti for each of them, I have tried to put them here so that you understand. Gurudevaha is the first vibhakti, that is pure subject noun. It becomes Gurudevaya. Jnanadayin becomes Jnanadayine. Parthivasaha becomes Parthivasaya. Satyasayin becomes Satyasayine. Okay. So the second vibhakti is Gurudevam. Actually, in this case, it will become Jnanadayi. Okay. Parthivasam, Satyasayi. There's another way of Satyasayinam or Jnanadayinam is also usage. There are a couple of usages. For the second vibhakti for this, I did not put them, but I thought I would just show you how the first vibhakti becomes the fourth through this, because I thought this is a good segue to the next one, because we are planning to do Ashtotram, because in Ashtotram all the names are in the fourth vibhakti. Okay, because the Lord is the receiver of our salutation. So when we look at it, we will look at all the names of the Lord as first and fourth vibhakti when we look at Ashtotram. So I thought I will introduce this concept to you so that when we come to Ashtotram, it becomes easy for you to understand how to understand the meaning, what's the proper noun or the noun of that line, and how it is used in the Ashtotram as the fourth differentiation. Okay, so I thought that will be a good segue for that those series of Ashtotrams we are going to look at. So I thought I will just introduce this concept. Okay. So I also wanted to just write some sentences using the information which we have studied so far today in this verse. So in Te Parandhamam Vishanti. Okay. They attain supreme state or reach the supreme Lord. Te Parandhamam Vishanti. Then, so you take that sentence, Te Parandhamam Vishanti, and you give it an explanation. Who is this Te? Can anyone reach that? No. Ye suprabhatam patanti. Whoever, all those who study or read the suprabhatam, they attain the supreme state. So, this is, I thought I'll just give two simple Sanskrit sentences so that you understand how sentence structure, in prose form, sentences are constructed in Sanskrit. So, te parandhamam vishanti, ye suprabhatam patanti, te parandhamam vishanti. So, these are this what I wanted to cover in terms of new material today. So I will, I think there is. So somebody asked, so it is ending with the word Jnanadayan, not Jnanadayine. I didn't understand your question. Oh, okay, thank you. Okay, so I don't know whether it's too much or too less. I will pause here if there are questions. I will. Yes, Brother Kumar, you can ask.
Brother, I don't know. Just the one before the last, the previous page.
This one?
Yeah, this one. And the fourth, the third one. Third one is what? How do you say patri?
Parti. Because ir is, this hook is ir, anti, parti. Okay, whenever ir and another consonant is combined, when the ir is the preceding one, always you will have a hook at the top, anti. So in this case, pa, ir, ti. Parti, okay, pa, ir, ti, va, saha. So parti, va, saha. Always you read left to right or top to bottom. That's in Sanskrit.
Super.
Okay, parti, va, saha. Parti, va, sa, ya.
Thank you.
Okay. Yes, Brother Vimalesan.
Sairam. The Suprabhatam Munyam Ge Padam Dine. So that when we sing or chant, Te Vishanti Parandam, you said Parandama or Parandama is the.
See, Parandhama is normally many people, almost whoever I have heard chant Parandhama.
Right.
So Parandhama means you call someone, when you address somebody, you will call say Parandhama. Okay.
Right.
But in this case, they will reach that person. So Parandhamam.
Yeah, but in most of the books, it's written as Parandhama. So,
I understand.
So,
so
Parandhamam is the actually.
Parandhamam is right. See, unfortunately, in the Sathya Sai organization, people have not paid attention to many of this because no one knows. People, I can also write a book tomorrow. Okay, but the thing is, we should, as I think it's our responsibility to maintain a certain standard. It's like chanting Vedas or anything like that. We say we are chanting with love, Swami will accept. I think it's good. We should have that love, but as an organization, we also should be as rigorous as possible. Because when the person who composed would have composed, it's unfortunately so many people have written. If you take Bhajanavalis, the names are written in all sorts of, the quality is so bad. Even the translations are very bad. That's the problem. Yes, go ahead, brother.
No, I just want to be a little bit more clear about, no, in the, you remember that Sanskrit book you got it for, that
even I know. In that book also it's written wrong.
Yeah,
I know.
Even in that, it's written as Parandama. So I am just wondering whether, if I am wrong, just let me know. So I understood what you said. So it's they reach the state of Parandama. But when it is chant Te Vishuddhi Parandama, can we take it as instead of that state, they reach Parandama, the goal?
Yes, in both cases, brother, in the second vibhakti, when noun is an object,
Oh, okay.
it'll be
Oh, okay.
The Dhamma can be the state as well as the person. In
Okay.
Sanskrit, masculine name, for example, Gajaha means it is an elephant.
Right.
Okay, but it will be considered, even though it's a masculine word, we use the word masculine. It's an elephant will not be considered a male, isn't it? So the same way, Parandham, there are many words. I think I had already covered this earlier, that the gender of the name or the noun does not necessarily mean it's a human being.
Oh, okay.
So Parandhamaha is also the state as well as a person.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's clear now. Yeah.
Okay.
And also one more doubt, that in the Sita Sati Sama, that verse,
Yes.
Stunvandi Divya Nudibihi. So, but when someone saying it should be Stunvandi Divya Nudibihi, or when it's joined, will A come there? Is Divya Anudivya? Is that correct or wrong?
Divya Nutibihi. Or you are saying Anubiti?
Yeah, no. You know, Divya Nudibihi, it's written as hyphenated Divya Nudibihi, but
Yes.
someone when saying Stunvandi Divya Anudibihi, that's wrong, right?
No, because then you are more or less, it has
That's
become
what
opposite.
Yeah, all right, okay, that's what I want to.
See,
Okay.
for example, okay, you're asking about object. In this case, see, Pani Bhushanam. Okay, that's again the second vibhakti. Tvam is also second vibhakti. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we are singing to that person. Is the object.
Right.
Tunvanti Divya Nutibhi. So Nutibhi Pani. So this here actually it can become a sandhi also. Nutibhi Pani Bhushana. Okay, here there can be a sandhi, but here it should not be anubiti. It is Nutibhi.
Right. Yeah, okay. It's clear. Thank you.
Okay. So the thing is, I am not going to say people are chanting it wrong, but because we are studying Sanskrit, so I just want to do justice to that. And if you look at the book which you are referring to, even Mangalam, they have put the other la.
Yeah, that's right.
But if you talk to Mani Aunty, she will say how Swami used to correct people.
Okay. Yeah, I noticed that also. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, so see, actually you should understand it was done by a few students who were studying, I think as a project, they have taken it up and done. They have done reasonably okay job, but I think there is so much more which we have to do to make sure that Swami is not put in bad light just because of the followers. Same thing, we should give it the rigorousness with which we learn and chant and do, actually it should be very, very important. So that's my point. I have just done what I think is what has to be done.
Yeah. Thank you. Right.
Thank you. It's the same thing with, if you take Bhagavad Gita and all that, in many places there are so many versions, people have not done justice. But if you look at, I think the people who have done really good, there are only 3-4 publishers who have done a very thorough job. But others, they just just do it, because we also want to publish something. That's a problem. Okay, I hope.
Yeah, thank you. That's
Okay, you're
very,
welcome.
very, very clear. Thank you.
Okay, so that's why, you know, I gave the last sentence. Okay, te parandhamam vishanti, because it is pure. You can, some people can say in poetry you don't have to pay attention to vibhakti. I would question that, because then, you know, for example, if you take the Mangalam Gurudevaya, you can say Mangalam Gurudeva, Mangalam Jnanadayi, you know. So vibhakti is used, because grammatically it has to be correct, and that's why I told you, I showed you Panibhushanam, Tvam. Like in the case of Tvam, Tvam is you. Okay, Tvam is the first vibhakti. The second vibhakti is Tvam. So I thought I would just point that out. But you know, if people continue to chant, I'm sure it's between them and Swami. But I thought I will just point this out. I think there are any more questions. Sairam, sister. So it's maybe I will just chant it once. I think we can go over all the verses in the Suprabhatam if everyone is okay. Can you all see the verse?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So what I thought is we will just go through it quickly, all the verses. I will just chant it once, and then maybe we'll go over the meaning also quickly. It will be a revision of the Suprabhatam. So we have spent the last few weeks on learning the Suprabhatam. So some of it may be few weeks ago, so I will go through. Ishwaramba Suta Shriman Purva Sandhya Pravartate Uttishta Satyasayi Cha Kartavyam Daivamahnikam. O Ishwaramba, son, Suta, Shriman, you know, the one who is endowed with all supreme auspiciousness, divinity. Purva Sandhya, Purva, the earlier, first, Sandhya, the joining of the day and night, Sandhya, a junction, Pravartade, has taken place, is taking place. Okay. Ishwaramba, we had looked at multiple meanings for the Ishwaramba. Ishwaramba means Ishvara is Lord, Amba is mother. So Ishwaramba means the mother of Ishvara. You can also say anyone who has Ishvara as the mother is also Ishwaramba. When whoever has Lord as the mother is also Ishwaramba. Sutta means we are the children. Okay, we are made of the image of the Lord. Okay, that is our heritage. Shriman, all auspiciousness. The Lord endowed with all auspiciousness. So is also the spark of divinity in us is endowed with all auspiciousness. Purva Sandhya, the first Sandhya junction is taking place. Okay. Uttishta, wake up, rise. Satya Sai Isha, Satya Sai Isha, the Lord Satya Sai. Kartavyam, the duty, what the work which needs to be done. Daivam Ahnikam, divinely ordained for every day at the right time. Ahnikam means at the right day, the day, different points in time, whatever we have to do, the duty which has been declared by the Lord. Kartavyam Daivam Ahnikam. So we are praying to the Lord to rise in front of us. We sing. The Lord who is outside us, we ask him to rise up and show us himself. And we also praying so that the divinity within us is also blossoming and is awakened. On this, I thought I'll just mention, once apparently many students, as students, we were youngsters, waking up at 4:30 was a tough thing to do. Because when you get up, those days there were no hot water also, it's all cold water. Some of them have showered, some of them just wash face. But it used to be very cold, and in Vrindavan, it used to be very, very cold in the morning. The students find it very, very difficult to wake up at that time. So once a student mustered up some courage and asked Swami, Swami, is this really needed? We are finding it very, very difficult. Should we do this? And apparently Swami said, look here in the morning, do you go to the toilet? Do you answer the call of the nature? He said, and you brush your teeth. All this you do. So once you do that, the whole day will progress without any issues. Okay, if your body is fresh, you are fresh, all the bad material is all purged from your body. So that will set the tone for the day, whole day. So just the way you do take care of the physical body, the mental and the spiritual bodies also have to be woken up. Otherwise, you go through the whole day sleepy. From a divinity perspective, the auspiciousness is all sleeping. So that also has to be woken up. You should not let that asleep, and that way your day will be fulfilled with that. So it's as essential to wake up the divinity within us every day morning, just the way we wake up and we wash our eyes and freshen up. They freshen up the inner self also, and the Suprabhatam is the way to do it. Okay. So the next one, Uttishthotishta Partisha Uttishta Jagati Pate Uttishta Karuna Purna Lokamangala Siddhaye. Uttishta, Uttishta. Wake up, it's a double Uttishta. Parti Isha, the Lord of Parti. Parti Isha. Uttishta, rise up. Jagati Pate. Jagati means this earth is called Jagati. Pate is the Lord, Master. Jagati also means two Jagats, that is the earth and the heaven. Both also can be meaning Jagati Pate. So the Lord of the earth and the heavens. Uttishta. So it also, from an esoteric perspective, it also means the gross body and the subtle body. The Lord of that is the Atman, which is the causal body. So we are waking that up. Uttishta Jagati. That, because physical body has to wake up, but mentally also we should be alert. But the spiritually also we should be alert. So to that Lord we are asking it to arise. Uttishta, Tishtha Jagati Pate. Uttishta, Karuna Purna. Karuna is compassion. Purna, who is full of compassion. Lokamangala Siddhaye. Siddhaye, for the sake of success in what? Lokamangal, the auspiciousness of the entire world. Loka also means world, Loka also means all the entire population. Okay. So so that is for the sake of auspiciousness of the entire world, let your fullness of compassion rise up. So that is the call in the morning. Okay, Karuna Purna. I also wanted to point out, Brother Vimaleshan, for example, Uttishto, Uttishta, Partisha. Sometimes, when we, especially people from South, we'll say, we elongate, even in any other regional languages also. Partisha, we sometimes will say longer a, Karuna Purna. Okay. Uttishto, Uttishta, Partisha, like that also people chant. But in Sanskrit, when you address somebody, you say Partisha, Karuna Purna. That is the shorter akara. Okay. Uttishto, Uttishta, Partisha, Uttishta Jagatipate, Uttishta Karuna Purna, Lokamangala Siddhaye. Okay, then we go to the first major verse. Chitravati Tatha, Chitravati Tatha, Vishala Sushanta Saudhe, Tishtanti Sevaka Janastava Darshanartham, Aditya Kantiranubhati Samastalokan, Shri Satyasai Bhagavan Tava Suprabhatam. Chitravati, the river Chitravati, Tata, the banks. Vishala, expansive. Sushanta, filled with auspicious, peaceful. Saudhe, this palace or the building. Okay. In that Saudhe, in that building, Tishtanti, standing, plural. Okay. Sevaka Janak, all the servants, the people who are all servants are standing or waiting. Tava darshanartham. Tava, your darshana artham. Okay. Darshana means your, artha means for the sake, with the objective of you having a darshan. So, Chitravati, in the banks of the Chitravati, in this expansive, vast palace, you can say Saudhe, which is peaceful. So, it's Prashantinalayam. Servants, people who are humble, who want to serve you, are waiting for your darshan. Aditya, the sun, Kanti, the effulgence, Anubhati is spreading. Okay, it is spreading light. Samasta Lokan, Samasta, entire, all the Lokan, to the entire. Actually, this Lokan is plural. Okay, that's this also second vibhakti. Lokan. Second vibhakti plural of Loka is Lokan. Lokam, Lokan. We were talking about second vibhakti, so I thought I would just point that out. All so the light is spreading to the world. Okay, that's the way to translate it in English, because the sentence structures and the way in which Sanskrit is said is slightly different. You can equate. There are no equal translations in English, but you have to understand it from that perspective, from a Sanskrit perspective, I would say. Okay. This also means Chitravati. Chitra is our own Chittam. Tata, we should get out of the mind which is filled with thoughts. And Vishala Sushanta Saudhi, the palace in which there's peace, is the heart. Hridaya, Swami would say. There, we should wait. In that state of Hridaya, if as servants with humility, we wait for the darshan of the Lord. And then the light of the sun will spread everywhere in all. Once we do that, all of our other lokas actually in our own body, the mental world, the physical world, also will be actually filled with light. If only we know how to go and rest and wait in the heart, which is beyond, which is outside of the flow of thoughts, which is the mind. Chitravati is nothing but the mind where the flow of thoughts are continuously flowing. Tata, we should get out of that river of thoughts and rest and wait in the heart, okay, which is filled with peace. Tvannama kirtanarataastava divyanama gayanti bhakti rasapana prahrishtha chitta datum kripa sahita darshanamaashu tebhyah Shri Satyasai Bhagavan Tava Suprabhatam. Twat Nama. Twat, from you actually, from you. Nama, the name from you. Okay. Kirtana Ratha. Twan Nama Kirtana Ratha. Kirtana is singing, songs. Ratha means attached, engrossed. So people who are engrossed in your name, singing your name, the name from you, name you have given. Tava Divya Nama. Tava means your. Twat means from you. Tava means your. Second vibhakti. This Tava is sixth vibhakti. Sorry, sixth. I think we have covered it before. You can look up the notes. Divya Nama, divine name. So the people who are engrossed in singing your name, normally they are engrossed, they are singing Gayanti. Okay, Divya Nama. Your divine name they are singing. Bhakti Rasa Pana. Bhakti is devotion, Rasa is the essence, the nectar. Pana means having drunk. Having drunk the nectar of devotion. Prahrishta Chitta means their heart is filled with joy. Krish is to be happy. Prahrishta means in every way, it's spreading. The joy is also spreading. Chitta in that state of heart. The heart is filled with joy, which is spreading. So it is a description of the type of people, okay, who are waiting and who are singing to the Lord. So whenever we sing bhajan, we are supposed to sing with a lot of joy, and that joy should spread. We should fill ourselves. So we should drink deep the devotion, the nectar of devotion, and sing. Datum, to give them, kripa sahita, with compassion. Darshanam, darshan, the vision. Ashu, quickly, without any delay. Tebhyah, to them. Again, fourth vibhakti, plural. Okay, fourth differentiation. Tebhyah. Datum kripa sahita darshanam ashu. Oh, the Lord, his devotees sing with so much devotion, filled with devotion. So without delay, give them darshan. So to give them darshan, to give darshan to them, let there be good morning. May you arise. Sri Satya Sai Bhagavan Tava Suprabhadam. Your Suprabhadam. That is your good morning. Adaya Divya Kusumani Manoharani Shripad Pujana Vidhim Bhavadangri Kartum Mahotsukataya Pravishanti Bhakta Shri Satyasai Bhagavan Tava Suprabhatam. Adaya, having collected Divya, divine Kusumani flowers, Manoharani, which are very beautiful, which arrest the mind, which steal the mind. Hara is to arrest or grab. Mind. Okay. Sri Pada Pujana, Sri Pada, Sri was the divine feet. Pujana, worship with him as ordained, as declared, or the method of Bhavadangri Mule, Bhava, which is present, which is existing in Angri Mule. Bhavat Angri Mule. Angri Mule, we said, is the root or the Shastras, Vedas. Okay, so having collected flowers which are beautiful for the sake, for doing the puja of according to the prescriptions present in the Vedas and the Shastras. Kartum, to do that. Maha Utsukadaya, Maha Utsukaya, great enthusiasm, earnest, yearning. Utsukadaya, okay, yearning and enthusiasm. Pravishanti, they enter. Bhakta, the devotees are entering with great yearning and enthusiasm to do Pada Puja according to the prescribed rules present in the Vedas, having collected divine flowers which are beautiful. We also talked about the different flowers, the 8 flowers which the Lord likes to have. So we should cultivate those flowers in us just the way it is described in the Vedas, or the way Swami has explained, so that we can worship the feet of the Lord with so much enthusiasm. If we are doing that, so this is something which we tell ourselves every day morning, that this today also we have to do that. So it's a reminder day every day. Deshantaragata budhastava divyamurtim sandarshanabhirati samyuta chittavritya. I see this wrong. Sorry about it. I had to fix this. Okay, I will. 1 second, I will just pause. Sandarshanabhirati samyuta chittavrityam vedokta mantra pathanena lasantyajasram Shri Satyasai Bhagavan Tava Suprabhatam. Deshantaragata, from all various countries. Desha Antara. Agata, having come. Buddha, wise people. Tava Divya Murtim. Tava, your Divya Murtim, divine form. Sandarshana Abhirati. Means having great desire to have your darshan, sandarshana, divine darshan. Samyuta, endowed with or joined with. Chitta Vritya, endowed with. Chitta Vritti is their mind, the only thoughts in their mind. Chittam is to have your darshan. Vedokta mantra, Veda Ukta. Veda means in the Vedas, Ukta, said, stated, mantra, mantras, pathanena, through the study of that mantras which are stated in the Vedas, prasanti, they are shining or they are blossoming. Ajasram, without any break. So that means people from all over the world, all the countries in the world have come, wise people who are shining, having studied through the study of the mantras stated in the Vedas. Okay, they've come to have your darshan, Divya Murtim Sandarshana. So to have the vision of your divine form. And that is the only thing which their mind is filled with. Samyuta Chitta Vritya. Okay. So Lord, such people have come. So let there be a Suprabhatam your darshan. Please rise. Shrutva tavadbhuta charitram akanda kirtim vyaptam digantara vishala dharatalesmin जिज्ञासुलोक उपतिष्ठति चाश्रमेऽस्मिन् श्री सत्यसाई भगवन् तव सुप्रभातम्. Shutva, having heard, Tava Adbhuta, you were glorious, Adbhuta, miraculous, you can say, Adbhutam, wonderful. Charitram, the story. Akanda Kirtim. Akanda Kirti means without a break. Kirti, your fame or your renown. Having heard of that. Vyaptam Digantar. Vyaptam means you have spread. You have also spread, you know. The Lord also has spread. People have witnessed him everywhere. Dig Antara. Dig means directions. Antara, all directions. Vishala, this expansive. Dharatala. Dharatala means earth. Tala, the surface of the earth. Dhara is earth. Tala is the surface. Asmin, in this. Jignasu, all those who are yearning for knowledge, who want to learn, understand, study. Jignasu Loka means the group of, it's a collection of all Jignasus, Jignasu Loka. Upatishtati, they are waiting, nearby. Wait. Cha ashrame asmin, they are also waiting, ashrama, in this ashrama. Asmin, this. Okay, in this ashram, there are a group of Jignasus, people who are yearning for knowledge, have come and they are also waiting nearby. They are also Cha Ashrame, who have heard of your stories, your fame, and you have experienced in all directions your presence in this entire earth. They have assembled. So let there be Suprabhatam. Let there be rising of you. Good morning. Okay. Sita Sati Sama Vishuddha Hridambujata Bahvangana Karagrihita Supushpahara Stunvanti Divya Nutibih Bhushanam Tvam Sri Satyasai Bhagavan Tava Suprabhatam. Sita and Sati, two great women. Was Sita, who is the virtuous woman, wife. Sama, equal to such great Sita and Sati. Vishuddha, pure, supremely pure. Hrid Ambujata. Hrid is heart, Ambu is water, Jata is born, Ambujata is lotuses. The heart lotus is so pure. Bhakvangana, beautiful women with beautiful limbs. Karagrihita, in their hands they are holding Supushpa Hara, Hara means garlands, pushpa, flower garlands, supushpa, divine flower garlands. So in their hands they are holding. Stunvanti, they are praising, singing. Divyanutibihi, divine praises. Okay. Pani Bhushanam. Pani is serpents. Bhushanam, one who is adorned with serpents. You. They are all singing to you, to the Lord who is wearing all the snakes. So we said, we had to be chaste and we had to be pure, purified by fire. Both Sita and Sati are purified by they were discarding the body. The body consciousness is gone. Through that process, the person becomes pure, Vishuddha, and the heart is full, heart lotus blossoms. And then every limb of the person will be beautiful. Karagrihida, they will be there, the hands they are holding, Supushpahara, garlands to offer to the Lord. Not only to offer to the Lord, to wed the Lord, to become one with the Lord. Stunvanti, they are singing your praises with using divine hymns. But you, who is willing to even accept the poison of snakes and adore it yourself, to you they are singing, oh Lord, wake up, rise. This is your divine Suprabhatam. This is the divine glorious morning. Rise up. Suprabhatamidam punyam ye pathanti dine dine te vishanti parandhamam jnana vijnana shobhita. This Suprabhatam, idam Suprabhatam, punyam, which is sacred. Ye patanti, all those who study, dine dine, every day, they vishanti, they will reach parandhamam, that supreme state, that supreme Lord. Jnana vijnana, the knowledge of this world, the knowledge of the Atman, Shobhita, will shine. They'll be endowed and they will shine. That knowledge will shine from them. Mangalam Gurudevaya, Mangalam Jnanadayine, Mangalam Parthivasaya, Mangalam Satyasayine. This auspiciousness be offering all this auspiciousness to the Lord, Guru Deva, who is the Lord and who is the Guru. Jnanadayine, the auspiciousness is offered to the Lord who grants us, who gives us jnanam, wisdom. This auspiciousness is offered at the feet of the Parthivasa, the resident of Parthi. This auspiciousness is offered to the Satya Sai, to the Lord Satya Sai. So this is Suprabhatam. I did a quick revision of the meaning and the words. I hope it was useful. So that's it for now today. It's 10:30. If there are any questions, I will attempt to answer. Cyril. Suprabhatam, he wants me to chant. So I will chant the Suprabhatam start to finish. Brother Dasan has requested end to end without meaning. Okay. Ishwaramba Sutta Shriman Purva Sandhya Pravartate Uttishta Satya Saisha Kartavyam Daivamagnikam Uttishtottishta Partisha Uttishta Jagatipate Uttishta Karunapurna Lokamangala Siddhaye Chitravati Tata Vishala Sushanta Saudhe Ishtanti Sevaka Janastava दर्शनार्थम् आदित्यकान्तिरनुभाति समस्तलोकान् श्री सत्यसाई भगवन् तव सुप्रभातम् त्वन्नाम कीर्तनरतास्तव दिव्यनाम गायन्ति भक्तिरसपानप्रहृष्टचित्ता दातुं कृपा सहितदर्शनमाशु तेभ्यः श्री सत्यसाई भगवन् तव सुप्रभातम् आदाय दिव्यकुसुमानि मनोहराणि श्रीपादपूजनविधिं भवदङ्घ्रिमूले कर्तुं महोत्सुकतया प्रविशन्ति भक्ता श्री सत्यसाई भगवन् तव सुप्रभातम् देशान्तरागतबुधास्तव दिव्यमूर्तिम् सन्दर्शनाभिरतिसंयुतचित्तवृत्त्या वेदोक्तमन्त्रपठनेन लसन्त्यजस्रम् श्री सत्यसाई भगवन् तव सुप्रभातम् श्रुत्वा तवाद्भुतचरित्रमखण्डकीर्तिम् व्याप्तं दिगन्तरविशालधरातलेऽस्मिन् जिज्ञासुलोक उपतिष्ठति चाश्रमेऽस्मिन् श्री सत्यसाई भगवन् तव सुप्रभातम् सीता सती समविशुद्ध हृदम्बुजाता बह्वङ्गना करगृहीत सुपुष्पहारा स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यनुतिभिः फणिभूषणं त्वाम् श्री सत्यसाई भगवन् तव सुप्रभातम् सुप्रभातमिदं पुण्यं ये पठन्ति दिने दिने ते विशन्ति परं धामं ज्ञानविज्ञानशोभिता मङ्गलं गुरुदेवाय मङ्गलं ज्ञानदायिने मङ्गलं पर्तिवासाय मङ्गलं सत्यसायिने ॐ शान्ति 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 समस्तलोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोका सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्ति 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 Sai Ram everyone.
Sai Ram. Thank you so much.
Sai Ram.
Thank you.
Okay, we will close. It's past 10:30, so I will not take any more time. Next week we will cover the food prayers, I thought. Sai Ram.